Oh, good afternoon. Welcome to Wbs Afternoon Edition with Anita Mwangazi. The survival rate of small and medium enterprises is still too low. Banks are reluctant to back them for fear of making losses. This makes their slim chances even narrower if they cannot access loans or markets. Economists are now calling for collaboration between banks and small and medium enterprises so they can monitor the progress of the SMEs to get value for their money. Most medium and small enterprises are informal and aged between 1 and 5 years, and up to 30% of the startups fail in the first years of their operations. The survival rate of small and medium enterprises in Uganda is still too low, and economists are concerned. Lack of access to information leaves them vulnerable to the ruthless market and volatile economy.
High cost of doing business, access to finance, etc. Most SMEs do not survive beyond their first anniversary. In fact, one of the reasons people ask, why are banks not very aggressive in supporting SMEs? One of the challenges is that the survival rate of SMEs is actually pretty low, especially in the early stages.
Lamin Manjang suggests a partnership between banks and small and medium enterprises where they can monitor their progress.
Bodies like the PSFU and the banking industry, these can really help these firms to survive and compete on a bigger scale. Now, key to the success of SMEs is financial inclusion right from the start. Financial inclusion is defined as the ability to access appropriate financial services or products.
Small and medium enterprises (SMEs) in Uganda employ more than 2.5 million people, constitute up to 90% of the private sector, and contribute over 70% to the total GDP. They therefore need all the help they can get, and the Professor Mulwana Annual Innovation and Entrepreneurship Award is all about supporting already established SMEs so they don't fail and fade out. They target individuals between 18 and 35 years of age who have owned businesses for more than 2 years, awarding 3 to 5 million shillings. Travelers at Nachiwogo landing site have been excited by the return of MV Kalangala, the ferry that has been grounded for so long and over a year. MV Kalangala was grounded last year for repairs, and it has been restored to the relief of the travelers here who were relying on private means of transport. This ferry has been launched by the Senior Public Relations Officer from the Ministry of Works and Transport, Susan Kataike, who assured the passengers of the best services together with better running of this ferry.
The people of Kalangala, I'm giving you assurance that with the management of National Produce Waters Limited, our management, you are going to have the best service ever. And the people will resume doing their work. They had stopped work, because of this transport that was not available. And it was very hard for people to trade in Kalangala. Now it is okay.
Now that it has come back, we have a contractor who's going to be operating the ship. I think that is also a very important thing to note because it has been used to operating it. Now we have an operator who's going to be running it.
Across the borders, as the battle for Tikrit rages between Islamic State militants and Iraq State security forces and Shiite militias, two major concerns have emerged: the role of Iran and the fear that sectarian divides will grow even wider. Days of fighting around Tikrit have yielded slow progress against Islamic State militants who have held the city since last June.
Days of fighting around Tikrit yield slow progress against Islamic State militants, who have held the city since last June.
Our troops are now advancing according to the drawn-up plan, though there are so many bombs planted by Islamic State militants to hinder our progress.
The enemy is the same, but this fight against the militants is different. Above, no U.S. support from the air. And on the ground, Iranians are helping Shia militiamen. Saudi Foreign Minister Saud al-Faisal said Thursday the situation in Tikrit is a prime example of what Gulf states have feared. Iran, quote, taking over Iraqi forces. Another fear, sectarian violence. Sunni leaders say the Iraqi government is failing to support them.
It stands with hands folded toward the Sunni tribes, while it pays heed to and supports the Shiite militiamen who came from everywhere to purge the areas occupied by IS militants, while the Sunni tribes don't have weapons.
We've been down the road of sectarianism in Iraq, and it's important that the government of Iraq today not go down that road again.
In Washington, caution from military leaders is growing.
We're watching carefully, and if this becomes an excuse to ethnic cleanse, then our campaign has a problem, and we're going to have to make a campaign adjustment.
Those leading the fight have sent mixed messages. U.S.-backed Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi has called for the protection of civilians, but he's also declared, quote, there is no neutrality in the battle against ISIS. If someone is being neutral with ISIS, then he is one of them. That's a statement human rights defenders like Joe Stork say could be used to justify violence.
Even very recently, we've seen these militias carrying out terrible acts in the aftermath of these kinds of operations.
Terrible acts including demolition of homes and even executions. This graphic mobile phone video emerged on social media this week. VOA has not been able to verify its authenticity or date. It shows a Sunni boy captured by men wearing uniforms with the Iraqi insignia. Seconds later, the boy is shot to death.
There has to be consequences when people carry out these kinds of crimes, and we haven't seen any of that yet.
As the battle continues for northern Iraq, officials are urging restraint and accountability from Iraqis and Iranians helping in the fight. But they are all aware the sectarian tinderbox could ignite at any moment.
We'll return shortly. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Wbs Afternoon Edition. All roads this afternoon will lead to Nachivubo War Memorial Stadium, where Uganda national under-23 football team, the Cubs, hosts their Mozambique in the return match of the All-Africa Games qualifiers. With the first leg ending in a barren draw, Uganda Cubs must win the tie to progress to the next stage, where Ghana awaits. Cubs coach Milton Mito is confident after adding Yunus Sentamo on the bound team, his side which will ably pick results at the Nachivubo Stadium to see them to the next level. However, his Mozambique counterpart Mano Muyaga earlier stated that his charges are here to get a result and quashed Mito's utterances that the Cubs were the better side in the first leg, though he played Uganda
played better football. Probable Cubs starting lineup has Ismail Watenga as lead goalkeeper, Joseph Nsubuga, Fred Nkata, Ibrahim Chiemba, Shafiq Bakati, Kezironi Chizito, Farouk Mia, Tom Masiko, Gaddafi Chiwanuka, Yunus Sentamo, and Julius Malingum. As a means of developing Somalia and restoring peace, AMISOM forces have engaged in a football match with the local district team. The AMISOM team was, however, beaten by the other side.
Let us denounce insecurity, because with insecurity you can't do much. I've already seen the art here. Even now, Somalia would be playing in African Cup. So we call upon the youth, denounce insecurity, come together so that we do what? We pray, we transform our society.
hal abuur isdhexgalka bulshada oo ah roolka AMISOM Police iyo Booliska Soomaaliyeed ah bulshada inay kasbadaan wacigooda dhisaan.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Anita Mwanguzi. Enjoy your weekend.